name is Rani Pramesti. I am a theatre maker based in Melbourne, Australia. And my project was working with other Chinese-Indonesian women in drawing out our stories of experiences of migration and discrimination both in Indonesia and in Australia. So I think ECL really helped with developing my project, Chinese Whispers, mostly as a sounding board for me to have people to talk to about the ideas that I had and the plans that I had for where I wanted Chinese Whispers to go. So they did that in at least two ways. One was by pairing me up with Chi Vu, my mentor, who is so much more experienced in doing projects with different communities, particularly theatre projects. And so I was able to talk to someone who had so much more experience in doing what I wanted to do. And secondly, by having people like Isabel and Alia around that I could talk to by phone, in person, by email, to kind of nut out the nuts and bolts of what would happen next. And also as just kind of people to talk to when I was really stressed. They were very good in calming me down and putting things in perspective and reassuring me that I was on the right track and I was doing enough. Yeah.
We holding that down too for all my people who...
Okay, yes. You know what I would add? As someone who just graduated from VCA, Victorian College of the Arts, which is, you know, one of the main arts institutions in Australia, I really think a lot of people at VCA would benefit from something like ECL or even knowing about ECL, because it gets very isolating as someone who's non-Anglo training at VCA, going into an industry that is very Anglo white dominated. If I hadn't known about ECL, I think I would have just been a lot more hopeless about my place in the arts industry in Australia and about my place as a Chinese-Indonesian theatre maker / actor in Australia. I would have felt a lot more alone. And so I would maybe encourage more connection between ECL as a program going into a main arts institution like VCA. Yeah, I would continue on what I was saying earlier, and I would encourage people who are training at major arts institutions and feel culturally isolated by those arts institutions to apply. I found this program to be invaluable in complementing the values that I was getting at VCA, a lot of which I disagreed with, just quietly. And it really complemented those values with the ones that are really centered on what I want to do as an independent artist. So anyone who I think is passionate about starting and continuing an independent arts practice connected to their cultural background, whether or not you're training at a major arts institution. Who else would I encourage? An artist who... People who are questioning whether they are artists or not. Because what I've discovered through this program is that some of the reasons why I was questioning whether I was an artist or not had a lot more to do with the way the outside world is, and much less to do with me. And what I mean by that is sometimes the outside world communicates to you that you shouldn't be an artist for various reasons, whether it be you shouldn't be an artist because your cultural background isn't represented amongst artists generally, or, you know, the common thing of, well, you can't make money, that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyone who might be thinking about being an artist but isn't sure about it for whatever reason.
Acoustic and nothing by the test to take you high. I wanna take you high.
Take you high like the sun.